Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Decisive Podcast Series. I'm your host, Roberto Q. Ingram, alongside my co-host, beautiful co-host, lovely singer, Zoe Mazah.
Thank you. So good to see you. It's been a while.
Every time we separate ourselves, it feels like ages. But
It feels like ages, and so much happened.
yeah. Hey, listen, today is what I wanted to call a spotlight edition. So with our guest, Genji, is really cool friend of mine. Have you ever met Genji before?
No, I never met him before, but of course I was checking him out in preparation for the interview, and I'm super excited because I think this will be very interesting.
It's going to be a bit more interesting. What is it? What's a bit more interesting? I mean, different topics we have to talk about, which we both love a lot, and I know.
Oh, yes.
So this should be quite fun. But before we get to that, I really want to know what's been going on with you the last couple of weeks. You got so much things going on. I can't.
Yeah, I'm working like crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm working on a new EP and prepping for tour. Tour starts next week, so I'm super busy. And then I had an accident last week. I wanted to meet you, and it was just around the corner of yours. I fell so bad in the middle of the crossroads. You should see that. I just slipped. There was no evidence for nothing.
No rain, no snow.
I think there was just a little bit of rain before. I was just in the middle of the road, boom, slapstick, and a full flip. And I hurt myself so bad. My whole side is still black and blue, like my shoulder as well. But I consider myself being super lucky because I didn't break no fingers, no nothing. This would have been awful,
And it's
to be
funny
honest.
it's because I called her.
Yeah.
And she told me she was just failed. And then all of a sudden I see a post go up.
Yeah, that is like you have a...
She's working when she's on the ground.
No, but the funny thing was, it could have been that I would have my phone in my hand. I know this is a terrible habit, but I didn't. I was just waiting there. It was like red lights. I was waiting for it to come be green. I was walking slowly. I was in no hurry. And in the middle of the thing, I just fell. And I think, in a way, it was a sign to say, okay, things can always happen to you, but I am well protected. You know, what is bruises? You know, bruises is just, it heals, but no fracture, nothing. So I feel, it was a good reminder for me.
Yeah. I mean, I always say that to a friend of mine. Whenever something strange happens, unexpected happens, I'm like, hey, man, God got my back, dude. God got my back, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, good that you're not the one saying, like, you deserve it, you know? You need to slap. No.
No. Yeah, so, tell me a little bit about this project. You said concert coming up?
Well, it's not only one concert, it's a full tour. I'm going to be on the road until August. And yeah, it's like festival season for music. And I am looking forward. I am going to be playing with 3 different kind of bands. My own band, one band in Cologne. We're also going to be recording a live session and then tour with the female reggae voices. Yeah. And yes, it's going to be a hot summer.
I mean, that is pretty exciting, and I'm going to miss you because with the next episode, you said you couldn't join us. So
I'm so sad. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sad, but I got a concert to go to. Yeah, for me,
you've been busy yourself.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I got 3 remixes out from some really talented artists that I think that I felt very honored to do. One of them was Robert Owens. It's a big fan. I'm a big fan of his, especially one of my favorite songs of his was "I'll Be Your Friend." I'll be your friend until the end of time. This is a classic song, and when I got asked to do a remix for him, it was just a really great honor to be able to work with him. Also, a remix with Hakim Murphy on his label. This is funny, the title, Call the Ambulance.
Oh.
We normally say ambulance, but in our culture, in the neighborhood, in LA, in the ghetto, we call it ambulance. And it's kind of funny, we decided on this, and it's called the Head Nod Remix, and it's out on Bandcamp. Any of you want to get it, go get it. It's really nice. I'm sure Genji will play it one day. Yeah, and then Groove Point is a guy from Chicago. It's called Distortion Field. remix for that. So yeah, pretty busy, pretty nice. Yeah, looking forward.
Good,
And the
positive
label was
vibrations,
coming. The
everything.
label's coming along next. That's the next thing. Yeah.
I can't wait.
So with that said, I'm glad you're okay.
I'm good.
Glad you survived. It's going to be a nice episode here. We have a guest, Japanese German is what he called it, and we're going to find out how those nationalities mix together in his own words. We have with us Genji Yoshida. He's a designer. He is a DJ. He is a AI freak. He's an amazing, talented teacher. He's well fit. Genji. Yoshida,
Hello.
welcome to the show, bro. How you doing?
Thank you for the invitation again. And the last time was, I guess, 2 years ago that we talked to each other.
2 years ago, yeah. You did a mix for us.
Exactly.
And you did also the mix was really a good mix actually. And we did a short interview. It wasn't that long, and anybody that wants to hear it is still on SoundCloud, Mixcloud. And then we talked about maybe him doing another one for us on the fly, if I can ask you to do so.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
That'd be great. Hey, listen, this is a spotlight edition. So you mentioned something to me about the return. Yeah, and I read it when I was reading your bio. Let's begin where you started and the man you are now. Let's talk about where you were in the past.
Yes.
And the man you are now.
Yes.
You wrote a lot about this in your bio. I wanted you to tell me in your own words. Yeah.
For me, the most important thing was the first contact with like real techno and underground music. It was like 99, 2000 round about that time when a friend brought the first CD of International DJ Gigolos from DJ Hell to me. And I listened to it and I was like totally shocked. Like, what is this kind of music? I haven't heard this before. And it was like really changing everything for me. So, and after that, I snuck myself into Ultraschall. At that time, I was way too young to get into it through the door. But somehow we managed, some of my friends got into it, and then we just all came into it through the emergency door. And it was really crazy, and it was at that time way before the internet and stuff like we have today. So it was like real underground and really mystic for me at that time. So that was something really special that I haven't seen before at that time. And yes, that was some really important moment for me.
It seems like techno has been something like an awakening for many people. We had many guests and they all spoke about this kind of moment, and you just said it, and I remembered myself as it really has been so very different back in the days, especially because there was not always like a broad audience watching everything, because nobody had a cell phone, being on Instagram or whatever different kind of social media. So a lot of things happened. The energy was like built in a different way. What would you say is different from you, who you are right now, from you, who you have been back then?
What's different to me today from then? There's a lot of experience I gained through the years, through the last 20 years, 25 years, definitely. But my core, I would consider is still the same. And yes.
So what is your core? What would you say is, what are you about? Like the essence of your being so curious?
Being open-minded and curious for the new things that you haven't discovered before, and like keeping the child within me. Yes, definitely. I would say that stayed the same. Absolutely.
Like a certain playfulness.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And have you had a wish like back in the days that you can remember thinking like, I envisioned myself becoming this and that person?
The thing is, I gotten further than I've ever imagined at that time. Like I played in so many numerous clubs in Munich, like, and also like the dark clubs in Berlin, also beautiful beach clubs in Croatia, and yeah, also top-notch restaurants. all kind of that. And yes, that's even more than I could imagine. Yes, definitely.
This is so beautiful. So a dream not only came true, but it's like an ongoing process, an ongoing journey.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. What is the one thing you still do exactly the same way you were as a kid?
This question is pretty difficult, I would say. Like, I hopefully doing not the things
kid back
exactly like I did when I was a kid. But I would say, like, I'm just trying to keep the child within me and being open for new things. And in the end, we are always affected by our experiences. So we cannot be completely objective. But yes, trying to keep this child within me alive is like really one of those things I hopefully have kept, I would say.
So is that like you're making music and you're also a designer and different things? Was there a certain point in your life that you felt like, okay, this is what I'm really gonna do? I am a creative?
Yes, absolutely. When I started to DJ, I played like many years, and after that, I studied fashion design in Stuttgart. And when I finished it, I got back to Munich and I started an intern at a local bikini brand. And there I was asked like, hey, can you do Photoshop? And I was like, yes, I can use it. And yes, can you do a flyer? And from that on, from flyers, we went to lookbooks and catalogs and stuff. And this somehow grew my own perception of, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. Those kind of both worlds, to put them together. And yes, they're going hand in hand all the time for me. Even it was also later like for events and stuff. So yes, it's also that point, I would say, that was a turning point for me. That was everything like really clear for me.
That's amazing. I find it always fascinating to understand how it hits people that they're really going on a creative journey, because you know it's not an easy road. As a creative, you face the fact that you might have not a stable income, or that it's going to be super difficult to develop your skills and really grow and get booked, or have people wanting you to design something for them. So I always consider this a very brave choice, and it says a lot about a person as well. It's like feel confident enough in your talents and in your gifts.
And who inspired you to design? Was there inspiration?
It was a cracked version of Photoshop back in the days that I was using, and it was in the beginning it was just fun, like trying out things and stuff, and then it was like at this internship that I did at that time, it was like really for me like, okay, there's something I can do, and it makes it works for the people, and that was for me the one point that I started with. Yes.
Cool. I read in your bio that something about the infinite game.
Yeah.
You see creativity as a game with no finish line, played to keep you going, not to win,
To keep going.
to keep going.
Exactly.
You think in terms of finite and infinite games. What does that change about you work for you today?
If you have a finite goal, then there is the possibility when you reach it that you don't know what to do then. So I think it's really important to keep going just. Yeah.
Infinite. I like it when it sounds like, you always reaching for the next.
Yeah, it's a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
I have the same feeling about creativity as well, because it's like you might finish one project and you're learning, and with the experience you keep on growing, you keep on going, and it will naturally kind of lead you to what is next on your road.
Exactly, yes.
Even if it's a break that you need to kind of get inspired and stuff. But
Yes,
it's
exactly.
an ongoing,
Never-ending story, yes.
a never-ending story.
Yes, exactly.
What got you on that mindset though?
On that mindset, there's There's so many things during the past years that really inspired me. One of them was definitely Rick Rubin. Also, his book, The Creative Act, really nice one, and really mind blowing. And also, like in so many things that he said, I was like thinking of, yes, that's absolutely right what he's saying, and that's what I also felt for so long time, but could not say it. So.
Was there one advice that you could think of that was very important for you?
There was
To help you get through a moment?
one phrase, one sentence that he said is like the audience comes last. It's not always right, but the core of this message is pretty on point. And I also had the struggle in the past often when I wanted to, for example, make a DJ mix or something. I was thinking about, okay, when I play this style, someone would not like it or so. And in the end, this is all nonsense. You have to be true to yourself and let it out. And there will always be people who don't like it. And whether, if or not, it doesn't care. I didn't care.
There's crowd pleasers, and then there's personal expression that you can't sway or be unapologetic about.
Yeah.
Because you have so many different people coming from with even terrible taste trying to tell you what's good and what's not.
For me as a DJ, it really depends on where am I playing, and I see the crowd, and I really know if I can go a little bit more underground or not. It really depends on it. So yes, for those kind of appearances like on stage, it's it always depends on that one.
I can appreciate what he's saying too, because it's the show is about music and how music intertwines through all different types of multi-disciplines, and now how he just dove right into, he went from design into music, and how that, for me, that's what Decisive basically is about.
So, but how do you tell a good year from a bad year when you don't feel things stop?
I think all of us have ups and downs all the time during a year. Sometimes they hit you harder than others, and sometimes many things come at once. But for me, in my view, I haven't had a really bad year at all. For me, in the end, the bigger picture is that what counts. So really a bad year, I really cannot imagine that I had, really.
This is so nice. I love that. No, yeah, absolutely. I love that, because this is really an essence of a positive mindset. And I think we can all take a lot from this, thinking that we don't have a bad year. This is somehow like we started our conversation when I told you about the accident, and I could have feel like frustrated and it hurt so bad, but in the end I felt blessed and protected because it wasn't worth. It could have been, and I think it's especially for creative people or working in those fields. That's a very good mindset to have, because maybe sometimes you work a lot, or you work with a lot of joy and it comes easy and it flows easy, but sometimes it's just like, you have to transform more inside of yourself to get to the point and reach.
Where would you say this kind of mindset came from with you? Because that's a hard thing it's not a very easy thing to do sometimes, to kind of say, I haven't had a bad year, and there's so many tough days in a year. It's like, and to not let them get you down is, I'm just trying to get it, how you may manage difficult.
Yeah, I cannot say that there was a specific point of time where that happened, but I think that grew all over the time, more and more over the last years. But I guess the origin is definitely from my dad and my mom's side. So yes, definitely, without a doubt.
Well, I've been through a lot, and for a long, what I'm about 20 years old. So, and I'm still chasing some things. What are you chasing now?
Right now, I'm chasing to build my own brand, my personal brand, also as a fashion label, and pushing it to a global level to reach the people and leave an optimistic and good energy to that world here.
I am just loving it.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what we absolutely need, and I hope a lot of people gonna listen and watch, and it will be like one little spark to make the fire like burn hot and spread this energy, because this is what we really need.
So I see you sometimes on Instagram in the morning at maybe like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Is this part of this process? This
Absolutely. That's my morning routine, and I'm writing down all my goals before I start into the day. So I'm more focused than if I'm not doing it. Yeah.
What have you learned from getting up in the morning, and what can you?
I really love the time at 5 a.m. in the morning because it's like
It's my twin. You see, it's my twin. That's me.
it's like super quiet, and it's like some kind of magic also at that time. I feel when the people are still sleeping, and you have a different energy to be like super focused on things. And
I felt that too. I felt you wake up, and there's absolutely it's just dead air, and you're also kind of in a meditative state, kind of, and you visualizing what's next, and that you're probably visualizing what it is your goals are going to be, and then you go to the paper, and then you go directly to the paper. Is this a daily routine? Is it a weekly, twice a week, 3 times a week? What do you recommend?
I try to do it like really every day, like work day. Yes.
So do you have work days and weekends off, or are you working on the weekend? As a DJ, I'm saying that because we always say like musicians, we're working on the weekends. There's no
I really love this routine to get up early, but like when I'm playing at the weekend, everything is somehow not working anymore. But yes, like yeah.
You know, we're living in a time when I hear one thing a lot, and this is a lot of creatives have the feeling that there is just not around so much right now. It's not a very inspiring time, or it's kind of difficult. Do you feel this way too, or are you just like creating from inside of yourself?
Most of the time, I'm creating from inside of myself. I don't see it that it's not inspiring right now. It's the complete opposite for me. I see all the time also new things coming up to me that I haven't seen before that really inspire me.
No writer's block.
For me, it's like also my social media and Instagram is like really, I'm following a lot of accounts in the creative field, like graphic design and stuff, and also AI. And I see like everyday things that I think is really interesting, new techniques that I haven't known before and stuff. So yes, there is always something beautiful that happens to me. Yeah.
It really leads perfectly into our next subject, and this is we wanted to speak about AI. Like I mean,
Yes.
Roberto and I we speak about this a lot because it's interesting, and there are people that are super scared about it,
Exactly.
and they kind of feel that what they are doing will be replaced by
Yes.
a machine.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't feel this way at all. I find it super fascinating and all of those things. And the way I work, I mean, I'm writing songs and stuff, so there's so much imperfection anyway. So I hope no machine is going to try to copy this to be as imperfect and has so many flaws that I do. But I am curious of what you're going to say, because especially for design, I do understand the fear of the people.
Yes, you can. We have to. I like to address both sides because
Absolutely.
everything you've said today has been someone that's full of confidence and full of drive and full of,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And I like that, and I think it's cool. But not everyone is that powerful. So this next topic is called tool, not replacement, and it's something you had
Yes.
in your bio.
Absolutely.
You built you build with AI in the studio every day, right? Let's keep it specific, but where has AI actually landed in your work?
It's in my daily work everywhere. And for me, it's somehow like a super intelligent little child. If you're not directing it like really precisely, it's doing what it wants. So if you have like bad input, there's always bad output also as well. And in the end, it's in my opinion, not replacing anything. You still need the person behind it who is really having a vision and a direction and using this as a tool. Yeah.
Direction. I've also been practicing a lot on learning how to feed it and prompt it and how are you learning how to do this? Are you to use it for your purpose or what tools are you using to get through your day?
For me right now, the most mind blowing tool is Claude Code. It's from Anthropic,
Yeah.
and it's really interesting what you can do if you feed it correctly. I have one client, I'm doing her social media and stuff, and I'm creating all the carousel posts directly with Claude Code in connection with Higgsfield. Higgsfield is a platform to generate like assets with AI tools. And you can connect them both via MCP. That's somehow a connection from also Anthropic.
Right.
And you can connect this platform directly to Claude Code, and you can prompt in Claude Code inside, and you get everything in your folders on your desktop, on your machine.
Atomically, right? So you can
I have to like say yes, and
overnight wake up the next morning.
It's somehow this feeling we had like with science fiction movies like a few years ago when someone is talking and things are happening, like you have your little agent and it's like that's really now happening, and it's like really exciting to see.
How long ago did you know that this was something you would adapt to and that you saw a great advantage for you?
You mean with AI?
Yeah.
I started to use AI already like a few years ago. There was a poster challenge on Instagram from a designer, and I already used their images generated by AI. Back in the days, the name of the platform was Playground. It's not existing anymore. It's really fast, everything. But yes, I see it still and always have seen it as a tool and as a lever for my own creativity.
So would you say it made you a better designer or just faster?
The thing is, if you are faster, you have more time to make more iterations, to make more encouraged drafts. So I think I would say both, definitely. Yeah.
What I find very interesting, what you're saying is like you need a person behind who has the vision. And I think this is the point that a lot of people missing out on, because you could like do some random things. Everybody can do like random stuff.
Exactly.
But this is not what makes them be better. It's the same like when you're writing something, you could like write me a random whatever good night story for children, and it's going to be random. But if you have an idea, it could help you to just like execute it the right way. And I think it's very encouraging for a lot of people to hear, probably who are a little bit, reserved about using AI and getting to use it, because they don't know that you as a person are still needed. It's not going to replace you, especially if you don't let it replace you.
Exactly.
Humans are still in control because of your emotions and your feelings, but now we have to admit that we're getting to this next level of training computers who you are.
Yes,
and
exactly.
be able to imitate you. To a T. So we have to be careful with that.
Yes. I did actually one thing, like it was last week. I did I guess like it took like 2 hours, an interview with Claude. And based on that, I feed it with all my values, my vision, my dogma and stuff. And that's the basis for my brand fundament. So now I have created with those information one skill in Claude. So it's always my brand skill. There's my tonality and everything. So whatever I do or publish or stuff, everything follows one direction, and it's like really based on myself. So yes.
Do you think Claude gets it right? Or are you still working on? Are you still tweaking it?
I have to tweak it a little bit, but it got really, really good. Really good.
The latest update.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So are you talking with your AI? I mean,
Yes.
is
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
is
Yes,
it, for-
it's-
is it masculine or feminine for you? I'm always asking.
That's a really good question.
I'm always asking people because
I haven't thought about it.
Because it can mimic.
That's a really, really interesting question. If you ask me this right now, I would say a little bit more female
Okay.
somehow, just from my feeling, and yeah.
So-
And yes, I'm talking. That's way more natural and also faster than writing with a keyboard, and yeah.
It's fun. So you're kind of actually, I imagine you like sitting there on a desk and you're like talking, and if people would watch you, they would just see you talking, but it's nobody there. And I think it's going to happen a lot that you have people like randomly, like you know, when you just witness them, they just speak and have conversations, and you don't know who the hell they're talking to.
I remember that. I remember the time when those earbuds
Tony
came
Stark.
up and the people were walking down the street and talking to like, okay, crazy, and now it's normal. But I think it's going to be really fast at that point when it's getting normal. But yes, so.
Yeah, we all remember Iron Man, like, right? Tony Stark was talking, and then the thing would react, and things happening. Well,
That's so funny because it's true.
but it's so cool, isn't it?
I catch myself sometimes when I'm walking and I'm sitting there talking to Claude and looking around, wondering if people think I'm crazy or whatever. But then I said to myself, "Hey, this is not new anymore. This is an everyday normal thing that everyone has to learn." And I'm still learning as well
Yes.
like you. But that's good to hear that you use it as a creative model for you and
Is your Claude masculine or feminine?
in between.
So you have a queer Claude.
yeah. In between.
Also good.
I think so. You know what? I'm going to have to check that out, to be honest.
You have to check it out. Check it out. It's going to say a lot about you. So I'm going to ask you next time. But I have one more question. And does the AI touch your music as well? Or is that something that is just like you and pure and you want to keep it raw?
From time to time, I have used Zuno. That's a AI music generator, and I used it for like really fun things in the beginning. But from time to time, I use it for specific content when I need it. That's it, yes. But for me, the music that I'm playing as a DJ, for me, it's really important that it's still human-made, and yeah.
Yeah, because we're also reacting on the vibrancy, frequencies, and energies of people. So it's your selection. So this will be, felt by your audience.
We said that. I said this before. We talked about this before. For me, it's always been okay, technology, super, next level, super. But I can hear and feel and just kind of every time I hear a automated,
Oh yeah.
digital made AI, I can, for some reason, it's just I still feel it feels stiff.
I know.
And it's something. It's nothing. I guess over the years, because I'm a feeling guy, I feel everything, and it's something I can't even describe what it is. But a friend of mine, we asked him to do a remix, and he wanted to test us to see if he used AI. It was Nate, and he sent us back the remix. It was for Lou.
Yeah.
It was for Lou. And I listened to it and I went, and I sent it to Lou. I personally knew right off the top that it was AI. I just knew it and I sent it to him.
I heard some things that I could not tell it was AI, even with vocals. And I was blown away. It was so very good, like super well. The only thing that I knew, it would have been too expensive in the production. So I was sure they made it because I know those people had no money. So they couldn't have like a whole, a huge choir to sing there and doing backups and stuff.
So really, you could not tell.
But no, the voice was just incredible. The song was written beautifully, everything. There was no,
it too beautiful?
No, it was just like
Was it- I
very
mean, it's
good.
like
No,
too
it
good to
was
be
just
true.
like really, really good, really good.
No ghost notes? Any ghost notes? Any?
It was just like very good, like really, really very good.
If you say that, Zoe, I'm scared.
And I've got a pair of ears, so
I just once generated one track with Suno, and my prompt was like a little bit more experimental IDM music kind of stuff, like this. That one track that came out was really, really crazy. It was like really, I had goosebumps. I was like, okay, wow, this is pretty good. But for me, it's like I use it more for like fun things.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine, I guess. Like the other day, it was like already, I guess, 2 years ago when I first used Suno. I took the lyrics from Alle meine Entchen and made a German aggressive rap song out of it, and that was like really, really hilarious.
I try not to give not one piece of my energy to that.
and you would get carried away and you would just play. Yes, of course it would. You would love it because it's just fun. You would, it's
For
play.
fun, it's absolutely legitimate for me, I guess.
If you started today from zero, what is the first thing you would point at?
When I would start today from zero, like I mentioned before, I would definitely start with the brand foundation of myself, the core values, and starting from that point, and to have it as a base for everything I create. So that's somehow the fundamentals,
So
and
that
from there
fundamental really works.
I would
see results from this.
yes, absolutely. And I would start definitely from this point. Yes.
Would you say this is something you could have been already clear of back in the days? Because for me, it feels like if I'm looking back, and I totally hear what you're saying, I would always recommend this for someone starting. But how do you really know? I mean, there must be something essential, yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
For me, I think that the point is I needed to go this way to come to this point. So that's why the whole journey is part of it. And yes, that's
So maybe a good recommendation could be like make your experiences, live for a while, live it also for a while, work for a while, and then come back to a still point and do your meditation about what you really are about, what your brand is, and then like your core. And when you know that you're going to be serious about building something, right? Yeah. So people listen. That's a very good advice.
Good advice. I really like that. Let's talk about two cultures in one hand. Okay. German precision, Japanese clarity. You carry both, right? Okay. Even muscles too. German, Japanese. Two systems people assume pull into opposite directions. How do they live in the same person?
how do they live in the same person? I grew up and my dad always brought me those kind of video cassettes with Japanese like anime and stuff. And that really is an important part of my personality from all of those animes. Like the difference, some people say like between like Disney and anime is like Disney is always about some love stories, and in animes it's always about friendship, and they have also like a deep morality and stuff and philosophy inside of it. So it goes way more deeper. So I would say this is one really essential part that I grew up with. And yeah, I grew up here in Munich in Germany, and yeah, somehow both sides are inside of me. I'm somehow everywhere at home.
What's the from you personally? What is the German influence you feel that has impact your life?
The German influence that impacts my life.
I mean I like the balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have this.
You're so funny because in a way, it's difficult because when you have two cultures inside of you,
Yeah.
how would you say like you're this or that? Because you are. I mean, look at
both
he
are.
already is both.
I mean,
It's like
Yeah.
it's like
I could not say it in one word, but it was like the whole growing up in Munich and stuff, and learning also the German mentality and stuff. But somehow, even if the two countries are really, really far away from each other, there is some similarity also, like how they work and act and see things. And that's why also my dad came here to Munich in, I guess it was 1974, he said, yes. And at that time, he didn't have money for taking a plane. So he went by ferry from Japan to Vladivostok, and from there with a train through whole Russia, Siberia, and it was a really, really long journey back in the days, like many, many weeks. And I found this really inspiring and really beautiful that he took this long journey. And I said once to my dad, yeah, I think this is so nice and cool. One day I'm gonna make this journey the other direction. And then he said, like, son, don't do it. You cannot see trains anymore at one point. Yeah.
I think the two cultures, we often think two cultures will kind of clash, right? But especially if you are, I mean, I am African German, for example. So you are taught you're this or that, or people ask you all the time. I'm sure people asking you just for looking into, so, oh, where you come from, like this and that and that. And you're supposed to decide if you're this or if you're that. Are you deciding, or are you just saying, like myself, I would say I'm the upgrade?
From my feeling, I would not decide. I would say both. But on paper, there's absolute clarity, because I was like 5 or 6 years old and my dad asked me like, hey, son, what are you? Are you Japanese or are you German? And I was like, Japanese. And since then I have a Japanese passport, and yeah, it's not that bad. I have never had problems with it. But so on paper, I'm Japanese. But yeah, I feel home in both worlds somehow, yes.
This is wonderful, and I think it's so important because yes, we get asked, and we need to kind of decide this or that.
Yeah, it's funny because I also got this question quite often, and it's really so different, the answers. Some people say like, oh yes, you are Japanese, and some people say, no, you're not. You must be Mexican or something. I heard guess everything already.
Wow, really?
Somehow.
The best of everything. That is great. You have more choice.
Yeah.
And I did ask him before we started the interview if he does speak Japanese, because I think it's always important if you like identify with cultures. And he said yes. And I think this is great, because once you're traveling, and you told me that you've been to Japan many times, so and this really opens doors in a different way if you're not just there and then you look a certain way.
Yeah.
And I wonder what people ask you when you're in Japan. Are they considering you being Japanese or German?
No, definitely when I go to Japan, I will be considered, and I was always considered as being not Japanese.
Okay.
Yes, they're quite strict.
really?
Yes, Japanese people are really strict about that, and yes, I think it's also because like Japan was also always an island, so it was not easy to get into it. So they're pretty straight in their way. Yeah.
Does it feel bad?
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, somehow. Sure. Yeah.
Well,
Can you
as I
elaborate?
always
Can-
think, like,
In what way would you say?
In what way? Recently, I found a podcast, a Japanese podcast, and the guy who's running it and also his guests are all half Japanese, and they always tell stories that they got bullied and stuff, and
Right.
and yes,
Do you experience or did you experience racism and discrimination for being not just German, like from the outside?
so yeah, back in the days when I was a child, for sure there was some jokes and stuff, but no really like really aggressive or offensive things. But yeah,
Because some Asian people that I know, especially after Corona, they faced a lot of discrimination.
Yep.
So I just think it's important to always talk about this topic and always speak up, because we're all living beings and we're human beings, and we face different situations.
Yes,
And I just think we always have to talk about it and just say it and speak up, for also people to understand if whatever they want to address and have to address.
I know. I like the way our last interview, when you talked about being that black girl on the train, and how you explained it was very well. It was very well said.
Well, it just happens, and I find it just important to speak about this, because we have people listening that might have gone to or facing similar situations where they don't know. You seem to be someone super stable inside of yourself. This for sure helps to be and feel safe inside of you, so you're not get confused by this and that, but also very clear. Then your father asked you, what are you, Japanese or German? You said Japanese, probably because it was your dad asking. If your mom would have asked that is German, you would have said, well, I'm German, because you also don't want to hurt nobody's feeling.
yes, possibility.
But what interests me very much is, does those or having two cultures inside of you, can I see this in your art? Can I see this in your designs? Does that influence you as a creative?
Yes, especially in my latest drop, the first drop of my t-shirts. That's where it's really all about, like I already showed you before, guys. This is the best example. So already some people
bring it like here. Yes, like this. Perfect. Now we can see.
Already some people bought it. Thanks for being a customer.
A little bit higher.
But
Get you a little bit higher. Yeah. Go ahead.
all right, and the story behind this print is it's a typographic print, and it's typographically split horizontally, and the upper part is a grotesque typeface. So that's for me the German
Can
side.
you hold it up?
Hold up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still visible, or?
Yeah.
Not really. A little bit higher. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Okay.
Decorations.
Yeah.
So I can point my finger for you so people will understand.
So and
So
the
this
top
up
of the
part,
typography,
yes.
it's a mixed typography, like I am also. And the top is a sans serif typeface, a grotesque typeface that stands for the German preciseness and the straightness. And the part below is a more calligraphic typeface that stands for the Japanese elegance and flow and stuff. So that's why this is one piece of the first collection. It's 3 pieces. And the other one is the word peace. But every letter is a different typeface. I see it quite often recently, like it's modern. But for me, it has a deeper meaning. It's like really being multicultural and really being open for the world. The world is colorful, nothing else. And the last t-shirt is the Future Archive. And it follows the same principle, also with mixed typography, but it is also an investment into your own future. So, yeah.
What a beautiful idea. And please let us know, where could we get your wonderful creation?
Yes, right now you can get it directly in my online shop. It's in my bio on Instagram, so it's still there and will be also available. And yes.
Can you please also say your Instagram name so people can get it right away?
Is like my real name, Genji Yoshida, and that's also the handle at Genji Yoshida. So there you can find my Instagram page. Yes.
Wonderful. I'm gonna click. Yeah, me too. I love it. Is the are the colors also something special to you? Do they have meaning?
Red is definitely a really important color for me since my childhood. The first contact, real first contact with electronic music was at the kindergarten. We had a summer.
Kindergarten?
Yes. We had a summer festival and stuff, and our task was to create robot masks out of cardboard.
Oh,
And then we
Yeah, okay, yeah, right.
yes. And at that time, that was the first thing I can imagine. It was it's the word teacher also at the kindergarten.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. She brought that record. It was a vinyl record. Kraftwerk. Wir sind die Roboter. There was one really, vibrant red thing that really stayed in my mind, and it's really like something that is also really powerful and vibrant color, and it's also always just used as a accent, and that's the whole story behind it also.
you're gonna see me walk around in a t-shirt like this. I love it. I love the message, everything behind it. It makes
I
sense.
love how he came up with the different typographies and how you gelled them together. Did it take you a while to get it?
Yes, exactly. That was a little bit of time that I took. But for me, this whole shirts is most the first collection. The first 3 tees are completely by my hand, and I will use also AI in the future, but only like a really small percentage. The most of the work will be done with the hand, and yes, that's something still important for my t-shirts.
Let's talk about you behind the decks.
Yay!
Before there was design, before there was anything of it, any of it actually, there was music.
Yes,
Is that true?
yes.
Is that okay? To the decks you come. Then to the decks you arrive. You stuck. Okay. We talked about this earlier. You snuck into Ultra Show.
Yes.
Legendary.
This is a legendary.
really.
For those of you that don't know, tell us what that was for you.
It was, as I said, like a really mystic art, something no one knew about it back in the days, and it was like really not too visible for the majority of the people, and that made it even more special. Like going into a
Yeah, but what
place.
did you see in that particular night? That
At that-
particular moment?
He had darkness and fast techno and
And who was playing? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember.
Swing Fade?
No. At that time, quite often played Monica Kruse,
Yeah.
DJ Hell,
DJ.
those kind of guys.
So it was more electro and
Techno, yeah. Yeah.
Monica Cruz. Yeah.
It was a beautiful time for techno as well because it was very open
Yeah.
and it was very danceable also. And
Because I know Hell was doing like electro and punk and
Yeah.
and
Electro Clash.
electro clash. Yeah. Electro clash. So yeah. Okay, I understand. Okay, I got it. I answered my own question. I get it now.
So how did you learn the whole DJ thing?
I spent my whole pocket money that I had for like really cheap turntables. That was the word. And they had the Technics turntable had a direct engine. You remember?
You know what a direct drive is, right?
Yes, I
Or-
do.
Oh, no, it was belt drive, wasn't it?
No. The thing that I could afford at that time was a belt drive.
It was a belt drive, that's
And it was like really, really terrible to practice with them because you had to pitch and stop. And if you were too hard, everything was completely messed up. So it was a really hard school that I went through, but I think I practiced every day, many hours, not to the liking of my parents, but I did it. And after 1 year, I was that confident that I said like, okay, now I can mix like every record into the other record at a really good time. And I have my ears trained on that. And then I had my first gig at the Hörbar in Munich. I was 17 at that time. Hörbar was a really small bar on the Munich East Station, where now is a Subway restaurant. There was it. And I can imagine my best friend at that time, he managed this gig for me. And I went there. I was 17. I was a little boy. And
Were you little?
yeah. And I just played the first records and I was shaking like this. I was like so fucking nervous. Even there was no one at the spot, but it was like really super exciting. And yes, that was the starting point.
Who inspired you to go out and buy a turntable, period? Was there another DJ that inspired?
It was that moment that a friend brought the International DJ Gigolo's CD to me.
Okay.
That was definitely the starting point from where everything went. Yeah.
Back then, being a DJ still meant something. What does it mean now? And what got lost?
I think it changed dramatically over the past 25 years. Like when I started DJing, it was like really something special. When you said like you are a DJ and everything, oh, that's something. Okay, not everyone is a DJ. Nowadays, with the technology and stuff, now everyone can be a DJ and also tries to be a DJ. Don't get me wrong. For me, I think this development is something really beautiful that everyone can do this right now, because I think it's really healthy to work with music in this way. It's a really nice thing to get into a flow state, and I think it's healthy.
You went from vinyl to digital.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I'm listening to you back from this experience, but you were working first on belt drive,
Yeah, man.
and then you step through.
Yeah.
For me, that's respect, and then you can go back and.
Yeah.
But if you landed on CD players, the difference between vinyl and we talked about that.
Well, we can't blame nobody for the time they were born or when they start
And
doing
it's not
something.
a blame. It's not a blame. I'm saying it's not a blame at all, because I'm doing both too. But I'm saying that kudos to you that you know the difference between the two.
Yes.
How you can adapt.
Yeah.
But also this, like, for example, when you're 16, you said you were 17 when you had your first show, right?
Yeah.
So what if I am 17 right now?
Yeah.
Maybe the CD is not existing in no household anymore. You know,
They're coming back.
vinyl.
The CD's coming back.
Vinyl, yes, because a vinyl is a different something. It's like it's a different product. So there will be people, but my kids, they are 14 and 18. They don't use no CD for nothing. They never did. For them, a CD is like a piece of plastic. They would just build something out of it or stuff. You know, they would enjoy that there is a booklet. But I think this is something I hear a lot when I hear DJs from different generations speak something, well, back in the days and this and that, and it's about respect and how you build and learn your craft. Well, what if you're young right now? This is just what they have. They experience something completely different.
Well, I disagree with you a little bit, because they have a lot more. They have this, and the vinyl is still alive.
But the CD, for example, isn't.
The CDs as well. CD players. You're playing on a CD player. We have
Somehow,
Pioneer DJ3. You may not put a CD in there. You put a stick in there, but it's still a CD.
But now the newer models don't have any more the
slots,
drive.
the slots, but it's still based on the same technology.
If you have a computer, right? If you have a laptop, there is nothing you can slide no CD inside.
Okay, you're talking about a physical
like
CD.
like a real, like those kind of things. I'm thinking like when the development also in music and how especially DJs work also comes with a new technique and in whatever instrument. And for me as a musician, a turntable anyways is also nothing else than an instrument. You just use it differently, right?
Exactly. So we're agreeing on the
on the technique.
We're agreeing on the instrument.
An electric guitar is an upgrade from before you only had an acoustic. You can do different things. So I cannot blame nobody that only learned on an electric guitar. And why would they move back?
Yeah.
Let me be clear. I am not blaming anyone. I'm just looking.
You're nostalgic.
No. I'm using technology too. I'm just saying that when I think about the process that you've,
Yes, sir.
even if you started from this zone here, the process still continues. So that's what I
Absolutely.
mean. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I know DJs, young or old, started from here, and they use these CD players like a guitarist would play guitar without a sync button. There's sync button on these things. So what? And I'm not complaining about the technology. I'm just saying the knowledge. And I even know people that are young at 17 playing vinyl, going back to vinyl.
Yeah, the vinyl is an exception. It's like, you know?
They're not starting from here. Going to the store, buying old vinyl. So
It's probably the harder way, but yes,
That's why
I
I love
really think it's also beautiful.
that's why I love it. I think it's really okay.
But I want to know one thing. I mean, you're like more than 2 decades in the game, right? Is there one record or one song that you would still play today? Like you have one tune that is just the one thing.
Yeah, I have one really specific tune that is still
baby.
that is still really remarkable, and I think it's really great. Production is Rentemöller. Take Me Into Your Skin. I think it was the opening track from his album The Last Resort. It was like, I guess, 2004, 5-ish, round about that time. And for me, this track is like somehow like a whole life. You have a really slow build up and then a really dramatic part. And in the end, it's going to be back calm. So it's somehow like a really, the whole life somehow.
This is a bit off the cuff a little bit, but I know last week or 2 weeks ago you played at Super 12 hours.
Yes, sir.
How stupid are you? No, I'm just kidding.
Quite.
Tell me about that day. Tell me why you did it, and because I love the concept.
Yeah. For me, the longest set that I ever played was around like 7-8 hour, around about that time. So for me, there was always like, hey, where can we go? And the new venue, Super in Munich. There is the possibility, like we have all the day open until the night. So there was only natural for me to bring up and come up with the idea of, hey, why don't we make a really like 12-hour set? And it was like a really long journey. And the first 10 hours were like build up. And the last 2 hours were like party. And yes, it was like really challenging, no question. But it was also so beautiful and nice to having the possibility and the time to play things that you cannot play in a club regularly. And that was a really beautiful experience to do it. And looking forward to do it again, maybe also 13 hours.
You said experience. You don't get a chance to play. So you were playing music for the warm up for the first 10 hours, like, for instance, mention some labels and mention some. I remember you said Time Warp?
Warp Records, K7, those kind of stuff. Also, I think there was some from Ninja Tune, Mr. Scruff and stuff like that.
Loungier stuff.
Yes, absolutely. But really, it's nice to play those kind of BPM ranges.
Tell us a little bit about that place.
Super. Yes, it's a really nice and multidimensional experience venue. It's a gastronomy with neo brasserie and cucina. So really good food with Italian dishes and also French dishes. And it's also a curated concept store. We have a artist from Munich, Lisa Mercedes, with on board. We have Danny with Chainery, and then we have bracelets from Super Gem. And it is also a spot as a hi-fi bar. And yeah, it's a place where you can spend a lot of time. It's really, really beautiful and well designed. The interior.
It really is.
And and also the hi-fi system is like really top notch. So
Really
it's really
You have to go there
nice.
sometime. It's really nice. We
Yes.
have to go there. One more question about the behind the decks is when the floor starts to slip, what do you reach for?
Hopefully a good DJ booth.
How do I imagine a set of yours? If I want to go party, if I'm coming and I see you as a DJ, what can I expect?
Right now, it's a journey from a lot of things from my whole way that I went through. So it's a mixture between house music, soulful house music, and then also like some parts also a little bit more electronic. And in the end, I really love to send the people home with a good feeling. So recently I play a lot of pop songs in the end, like the last 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks. And yes, I really love it to be like not that super strict all the time and having like some breakout moments also during the set. So that's really what I really love and what you can expect from my sets right now.
Sounds like a fun night coming. Yeah.
Very good. Looking forward to.
Any dates
Yeah.
for us?
What's the next dates coming up? I think on the 20th of June, I'm again playing at the Transit Rooftop in the Werksviertel Mitte. It's a really beautiful spot. When the weather is good, it's even more nice. And in the end of July, I'm playing on a new festival in Kosovo, in Viti. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. And what's also to mention, I played last week on a castle in
Wow.
in
Landshut.
Landshut, yes. Really beautiful. And thanks again. I
Which
had
castle? Which one is it?
Burg Trausnitz.
Brooke?
You can say that. Try. Say it.
Say it again.
Burg Trausnitz.
Burg Klausnik.
Okay. We have to say our wonderful host Roberto Ingram from the United States, living in Germany for quite a while, and the German
Just a few days.
bam, slap. So you're gonna practice Burghausnitz.
I couldn't. My tongue couldn't say this. Anyway, that's Japanese and German.
It was really, really nice. The weather stayed good, and I had the honor to play the closing slot, and it was like really beautiful having the sundowner and stuff. Yeah, really, really nice one.
That's cool. Hey, I don't know how you did it, playing in all these clubs. I know we spend a lot of time in nightlife together, but let's get to this point where I really respect you a lot about. And I think for me personally, in the last since COVID, I think we were all released into the world again. Mm-hmm. And we were all partying and drinking and excessive in everything. And I think that a lot of us lost ourselves. And then I heard in the last 3 or 4 months, which has been very inspiring, and you were one of them. When I asked them, do you want to have a drink? They said, no, I'm sober. Or I haven't been drinking my friend Marcus was not drinking for almost, I think he said 8, 10 weeks. For me, that was big because,
Yes, absolutely.
And I was hearing more. Yeah. I was hearing more and more, and I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, that is great to hear. That is really great to hear because once we were released into the world, we just went wild, and then
absolutely.
And to hear it that come back from you, I know I wrote a lot of questions about this, but I think I would like to break it down. Can you tell us about those 550 days of why and how you got there?
Yes. For me, it was like the last 25 years, always something normal to have drinks during also my DJ sets and stuff. And when you do something for that long time, it's your normal thing, right? But I more and more had the problems and the issues to recover. It's like the hangover was really, really bad, and it really affected me in so many ways, also personally. Like I could not be myself and not be like open, like really super social, anxious and stuff when I was hungover. And I often had this feeling during the last years, like I don't want to do this anymore. I can't stand it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. And the funny thing is, I guess, like when I started already half a year before, I wrote some goals that I wanted to achieve, like for 1 year later. And one thing on that paper was like, no drinking alcohol anymore and stuff. Huh? So, and then I made this challenge in the December, like 2 years ago. No, the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have this challenge, like 1 month being sober, and it was just for 1 month was my goal, to celebrate then again on New Year's Eve, where I also played, and the whole month went good. I think it was also already in the beginning of the month, and I played at one night at the Limbachs, and for me it was the feeling like, okay, if you manage this night, you manage everything, okay? So, and I stayed sober at that night, and that was the beginning. So, and the whole December was cool. And like I said, I was trying to, or wanted to party again on New Year's Eve. But the week before New Year's Eve, I got sick, and I was like really terribly sick, like really, really. And then I recovered, and New Year's Eve, I played at the Gigi. And for me, it was like, no, I'm just got healthy right now, so I don't want to party right now. And from that point, it really came from weekend to weekend that I kept being sober. And somehow there grew this confidence, like, wow, another weekend, cool, amazing, hey, nice. So this kind of feeling. And there was one experience that really rewired how I see everything. I played in Kitzbühel during daytime and went back to Munich at the same night and played all night long at the Lehmbachs. So it was a few hours that I played on that day. And on the next day, I was at the gym in the morning, like 11 o'clock, and there was something like I could not believe. That was absolutely impossible before. And that was somehow the moment that rewired my brain and said like, hey, these things are possible if you're not drinking anything. So that was really the moment. And after that, for me, it was like, I don't want to feel like I felt before. And
Afraid to go back in.
yes, and that's somehow stayed so strong. And really, that was the turning point that really changed a lot for me.
Does it affect you? Like, does it affect you as a DJ?
That was the real big thing that I was afraid of. If I can bring the same energy to the stage without alcohol.
Yeah, like if you have the same vibe, like, yeah, everybody else in the audience might be,
because if you only know it through that lens of alcohol, then that's your reality somehow.
Yes.
And that was the thing I was really afraid of. And I can say now, I'm better. I'm definitely better. I'm really better.
I applaud you for this and thank you for the message. And I think it's such a positive message. I just read an interview with a bartender, and she said it's the new big thing is non-alcoholic cocktails as well. A famous bartender from Munich. And I think it's just good to know that it is possible and encouraging for also people to hear this. That once you dedicate yourself to your craft and to what you're doing, and also to your life,
to your life and to you
your
and to your
life,
body and to your mind and to your heart and to your soul and to everything you.
there is a way.
Yes.
There is a way. This is a beautiful message, and
The message that I've always was grown up on, it was always the music. And I'm like you, the same thing. I'm more clearer. My selection, I'm feeling it. If you can feel this intensity when you're sober.
fantastic.
Absolutely, yes. I really love this point during a DJ set when you really get the crowd and then you're not anymore thinking about what you're playing. It's just the flow. somehow.
Right.
You don't have to think about the next track. It comes naturally out of you, and you know what you play by feeling.
I think for me, it just depends on how I'm always nervous, and that's just always been who I am. And is this where I want to go? And I like that kind of unstable. But then once you choose and you keep going, you go, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That happened to me on the last weekend when I played at Castle House.
Oh, cool. How was it?
I was in this preparation mode and going like, okay, this is going my playlist and I played nothing in the playlist.
I feel this really, really good. Yeah.
But what I love about that preparation is I can use it for any other day. And so it was really great because what I prepare emotionally. And I went back to a playlist that was from Chris, when I played for Chris Crisp before, rest in peace, at his live stream, and somehow I found myself back to this folder. And I was, oh my God! And I played it, and everyone was just going wild. I said, oh my God, I couldn't believe it, and I just stuck to the
I feel it.
It just happened to be the right thing for the right moment, and I was really excited about that.
I really feel this so much. I also went through my old hard drive the other day, and I have my folders like from 2013, 14, and it's just one view at those folders, and you're directly back in that time, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and it's still relevant. It was still relevant for that moment. I was like, let's move on. Let's talk about what you're building next. Okay, you're building several things at once. Let's look at the life behind the work. Genji, we're talking about the brand Studio Genergy and teaching. Let's talk about teaching at Burke Academy.
Yes, sir.
How do you hold all of that and still sleep? All of the list of things we talked about. 5 o'clock, I get it. You wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. When does the day end? Let me first ask, when does the day end? Is it 11, 10, 9?
10.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Because I had this picture in my mind when you wake up too. You get the most out of the day in those hours, and then you start.
Yeah.
Things start.
Yes, absolutely. I have to say I sleep very well. Yes.
Yeah. Sober. Living very well.
No, but it's great if you're living, with the perspective and intention and integrity. You probably sleep well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your creative mind haunt you at night, or is it?
No, come on.
No. Also, like I do my journal in the morning. I also do this before going to bed, like what I was thankful for at that day. And I think this is also really important to go to sleep with a good mind and stuff. And probably that's when I'm also sleeping quite well.
So we learned that you are a teacher at the Burke Academy. Yeah. Are those things, habits that you created for yourself, is this something that you also teach or recommend if you have a student you see struggling, or you see them maybe like confused or have difficulties to focus? Would you kind of tell them about your experience and how you do it?
Like I post a lot of things, and some students do follow me. I see that I reach them somehow. Like I getting it throughout the conversations with them. For me, teaching was something that I also had to learn. I was asked by my former boss Anna from the agency where I worked, and she asked me like, "Hey, do you want to hold a burning talk at the Burke Academy?" So burning talk is 1 hour. They invite some creative people from also other fields, and the people tell about their journey and stuff, how they work and stuff. And I was super nervous. I was so nervous. I prepared myself. I wrote down what I wanted to tell the people, and and I could not sleep. And And then I was there in front of all the students, and yes, then I told everything on my paper, and there was 10 minutes just passed by. So I had to improvise a little bit, and I showed them a 3D program from Adobe, and for me it was like really a little bit too exciting. It was like really warm here and there, but they were like still interested and said like, "Hey, do you want to give another workshop?" And that's how I made my way into teaching, and I learned it from time to time. Yes,
Do you find it interesting to work with young people?
absolutely, I love it.
Do you get inspired by their
Absolutely.
curiosity?
For me, it's like also back in the days, I hadn't had this view and opinion, but nowadays it doesn't matter how old someone is. I can also get like inspiration from younger people, older people. It really, it really doesn't make an difference.
Well, I'm curious about one thing, because I have this in the musical field, or you can have this in sports, and I wonder if it's the same. And in your field of creativity, can you spot talent? This is like, could you say that you have someone there and you have the feeling like, okay, this person got a certain something? Is it a drive, or they come up with ideas, or the way they question the things?
Yeah.
Or even in the, even if they do something with a hand?
Absolutely, sure. There is some students where I see like huge talent, but talent is one thing, and hard work is the other thing. I think the one who's like really working hard makes his way, definitely, for no question. So yeah.
I love that, because this is something I'm always saying. Talent will lead you only to a certain point. And if you're very talented, you can also be very lazy, because it's just easy. Things kind of come easy to you. Right. And then if you want to make a living, if you want to build a career, and I think this is like we three here, this is what we're doing. We make it our living. Yeah. You have to work. Absolutely. You also have to put the work in it. So the discipline and the work ethics, and also creating healthy habits will help you.
Yes, and also like also keeping that route, even if it's sometimes not easy, huh? And especially at that moment, and that moments you grow.
When you get to that point where you go, I just had enough. But is there?
You said that's something that you have, like you said it, like okay.
I'm thinking. I was thinking. When you've pushed, I think like this. I've pushed a whole day and I did a good day. I'm stopping now. I had a good day and everything.
Yes, absolutely right. Yeah.
Good night. You feel like that? Because sometimes you can overpush.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
And I found that it's rewarding to say, this day was solid.
Yeah.
It was solid. Let me get ready for for the next day.
Yeah.
But you know what I think? It's something you learn with the time, that you learn to trust your own creativity and your mind and your capacity to go on, even if you leave a project right now, maybe not in the middle, but you can leave it before it's even finished, and you can come back to, because you've been working on your skills. Because this is where the skills hit. This is something you train yourself. You can do that. So it's not about you just depending on being inspired, or just like being, pushing yourself too much. You can do it because you can. You actually can, and this builds confidence. And like this, you can keep going.
What you got next, Zoe?
Well, the next thing, the only thing that I really want to know is what are you doing when you're not working, when you're not doing anything, and if you would get to choose one thing out of those things, like the teaching, the designing, or the music, if you would have to choose, if there would one thing that you can take only one.
Yeah.
Or bathing. Or
No, only one thing that you can take for the rest of your life if
Yes.
you had to choose.
I think it would be my longest relationship, and it would be the DJing. Yes.
Music. Was the
Yeah,
first choice.
music. Yeah, music. Yes.
Wow, and not love, not music, not food. He's always posting great food and eating great places and stuff. I thought it was going to have something to do with cooking.
No, I'm really lazy about cooking, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. I think for myself, what I am taking with me from you is definitely the infinite thought of we can always keep on creating. So it's a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
What I'm keeping at how much it serves you to have the habit of your morning journaling and the evening journaling is something I do myself, but I just find it beautiful to hear it from someone else who's like living it, and the way you spoke about it felt so very peaceful. And I think this is something a lot of people don't know about creatives, that it also comes from having a certain mindset in ourselves,
Yes.
from where we can keep on going.
Yes.
And this is what I'm taking with me from you. And I thank you very much for your openness, and it was inspiring.
I'm taking also how this sober opened up another patch, another level, and I think I'm really happy to hear you say that honestly, and because I felt the same way in you. And what I love about it is he found it himself. He found the solution yourself. And it's really, sometimes it's hard to accept. I hear people that drink alcohol act like it's no big deal. Nothing, just a beer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Your design work is branding and motion.
Yes.
What makes a piece actually work and not just good?
If it really touches you and inspires you, that's good work.
Yeah.
In the end, it's also, for me, it's irrelevant if it's real or not. Also, especially in case with the technology these days with AI, if something, for example, a clip, a little short movie or something is really touching you and inspiring you, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. If it feels real, it is real.
Because what we can feel actually exists.
Exactly.
What a beautiful closing line. No, it really is, because it's like there is a saying that you say, like, what you can imagine, it's like you manifest.
Yeah.
So it actually is already there. And what you just said, if you can feel it, it does exist. I think it's a fantastic thought, because it's the philosophy just opens up a whole new spectrum. Yeah.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, we already know what's next for him.
Do we?
Do we?
Do we? The future is bright.
What's next for you?
No, this
What's
is
next for you?
What is next for you? Is there something coming up? Is there anything we should like wait for, or have our
Yes,
audience?
sure.
like,
The next drop of my shirts that are coming up. You can. That's the next thing. Also, one thing I haven't done for many years right now. I'm also going back to the studio to make some new music.
Yeah.
And yes, that's pretty much the things are still running, and a lot of things are coming up. And yes, just follow me.
We will, all of us.
What's AI? You told me that you spoke in a
Yes.
class. Tell me about that.
No,
That's
I was
awesome.
I was on an AI event yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, and the thing is that what I talked about was that the ways are getting shorter and shorter from the idea to the final thing.
Yeah.
It's getting shorter, but still, like I said before, the human being behind it, it's still more than ever relevant and important. And yes, I showed like 3 cases One case was with my creative agency, Studio Genergy. We had a client. It's a traditional department store here in Munich, and they asked us for doing a motion design asset for their anniversary. And what took like about one day back in the days with 3D and Blender and those kind of software, it just took us like a little bit more than 2 hours. So also that time is getting shorter and stuff. And also one tool that I thought a lot of people don't know, I'm not sure if you know it. Have you heard about Notebook LM?
Nope.
No? It's a great tool. It's from Google. It's a free tool, and you can feed it with up to 50 sources, whether it's PDFs or YouTube links. And with this tool, I think this is a little bit the future of how we learn. You can feed it with your topics and stuff that you're interested in, and you can generate out of it a podcast with two people. But it's really nice to like break down a complex topic easily, and you can also generate a presentation and also like mind maps and quiz and stuff. So you can really learn things even if they're complicated. It's super focused. Yes, and also the thing that I also already mentioned with Cloud Code, like those kind of tools. And yes, that was the thing.
So we're going to learn. We're going to update ourselves. Always going to try to be as updated as we can.
I'm definitely going to follow you more. Oh, I wanted to personally thank you for working with me on. He designed the Decisive Podcast Series social media stuff.
Oh, wow.
For Instagram and
Yes.
YouTube a while back. And thank you again for updating the email template. So,
No question.
Yeah, I work with, and I appreciate it, and I'm glad to see that you're still doing your thing, and you're kind enough to, lend your support to me, and I really appreciate it because I wanted something that would last, and it's lasted for such a long time. I don't know how much longer it's going to last, but I think we're at a point where it's still relevant, or it's still doing what it was designed to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you on that. With that said, thank you again, and look forward to seeing some more stuff from you. And thanks to everyone that listened to the podcast. I have one more thing I would like for you to maybe say something and that the people can go home with.
Yes. Try to be the light that you want to see in the world.
Yes, I am absolutely feeling this. And everybody, this was a wonderful time we spent here. And if this room is for you in the audience, don't just leave it. Please subscribe or like recommend the podcast to someone else who is interested in conversations about arts of all kinds, creativity of all kinds. And this is Roberto Ingram, and my name is Zoe Mazah. Thank you, Genji, for being here.
And I have to say to each and every one of you that listened today, please be sure to know that we appreciate you for subscribing and passing it on. We're really working hard to give you really honest stories, and I think a lot of the content that we've been creating has done just that. If you missed Zoe's episode, please go back and check it out, because this woman is a light and she really knows her shit. And I really appreciate her too, Zoe. Thank you so much, darling.
Love you.
And looking forward to the concert.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. Decisive Podcast Series signing off. Until the next episode. I have some great stuff, but I'm not going to expose it now. And we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for spending time with us. Decisive Podcast Series live by Roberto Ingram, co-hosted by Zoe Mazah.